Josh Culibao and Shayilan Nuerdanbieke. Nuerdanbieke
in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 19 wins, 6 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Beijing, China, Shayilan Wolverine Nuerdanbieke.
Yeah!
And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter, holding a professional record, 8 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Sydney, Australia, Josh Culibao. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
First assignment of the night for Herb Dean. And we're ready for this featherweight tilt between Josh Culibao. That man is minus 265 as the favorite. On the other side, UFC debut for Shayilan Nuerdanbieke, who is 2-1 as the underdog in the whites.
Earlier this week, Culibao was saying he doesn't want to leave it to the judges. Obviously, his last fight went to a draw. But he also said, I hope Shayilan's got a good chin, because I plan on testing it and doing a lot of damage throughout 3 rounds. So conflicting messages there, but still I like
what you want him to not have a good chin.
I was going to say, I usually hope that my opponent's chin is
terrible.
Crumble. Yeah.
Terrible.
And here we
but
go.
There it is. Shayilan, as I said when he was walking in, predominantly this is how he fights. He's a fantastic wrestler, highly ranked out of China. And this is, you know, this is a big thing for Culibao right now. If he can stay on the feet, then obviously, I mean, he's already the favorite, but the odds definitely go in his favor. But look at that. He actually had him in the air for a second there.
Yeah, he hesitated just a little bit, and Culibao was able to get his feet back underneath of him and keep himself up. Shayilan can't do that. If he gets him up and elevated, man, dump him right then. I hate when I see that when guys, you know, have to make a big show of these takedowns. Sometimes it just get the takedown.
Just put him down.
Yeah. Don't you want to win all your money in the fight?
And the thing is as well, obviously we're joking, but when you have those big movements and you waste all that energy and you don't get a takedown, you know, it's a waste of energy, which, you know, is a limited resource in a fight. But so far, Culibao defending very well. But as we see, Nuerdanbieke is relentless with these takedowns, giving him no space, chaining them together nicely. But Culibao staying calm.
Right, doing a great job of coming right back to his feet.
That's it. It's not over. You know, he's still technically not fully down. He's close to being down.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
And that arm is going around the neck. Culibao sees it.
Good job. Fighting that hands.
But now he's down. So Nuerdanbieke is going to try and get that right leg and get the second hook in. He should try and do that anyway, but you see he's there it is. He's got to get it over and then turn away from the fence and lie back.
Yeah, because right here it's just going to struggle because there's no room. He's got that fence right on his back. Good job from Culibao to hip in and try to push those hands. Turns into him. Nice work there from Culibao.
So once again, Culibao back to his feet halfway through round number 1. Just wearing all of the pressure from Nuerdanbieke through the early going.
And again, if you look at the facial expressions on Culibao, very calm, very relaxed. That's how you got to be. You know, you can't panic here because one false move, one mistake could cost you the fight or cost you your placement on your feet at least.
Culibao saying this week he really feels settled in as a member of the UFC roster. Was a little wide-eyed at first, rubbing shoulders with guys that he would watch on TV and being a part of the Fight Week experience. Now feels like his workplace. Got to train with Alexander Volkanovski at the UFC PI this week, who of course is in town coaching the Ultimate Fighter.
And he debuted on a pretty big card. I don't know if you know.
Against a pretty big guy. Jalen Turner up a weight class.
Yeah, we talked about that when we interviewed him too. It's you know, up at 55, and you get Jalen Turner, who's so tall for the division. And then you get Charles Jourdain, who's just a stud at 145 pounds as well, and a great fight, a draw. So this, you know, he knows this is his chance to really make a statement. And
look at this.
Nice, there we
Look
go.
at
Nuerdanbieke just relentless with these takedowns, nonstop.
He is relentless, and he's got the position. But at some point, the referee may step in and break the position because they've been here against the fence now for almost 4 minutes.
Good job here. He's trying to dig that underhook. Oh. There we go. That's what I was waiting to see from Nuerdanbieke. He's going for all these level changes, all these shots.
And that's a lot of energy wasted now.
Yeah.
Trying to get a takedown that didn't present itself, and now he's forced to fight the fight that Culibao wants.
Yeah, he looks a little bit worn out from all those shots, and how could you be? That was a lot of wrestling, and you saw Culibao, like you talked about, Michael, looked very calm, very relaxed, knew that that was the kind of fight that he was going to be in for tonight. I like that Culibao has also been, slowly but surely, every chance he gets, he attacks that lead calf of Nuerdanbieke.
Stiff jab from Culibao, found a home for a couple of right hands and an elbow as well.
Nuerdanbieke needs to get a tighter guard. You see, he's doing all this head movement, he's swinging his arms around, but he's leaving a lot of openings for Culibao to find the chin. And he felt that calf kick as well.
Yep.
Second round coming up after this.
Give me the chair. Sit down, buddy. Great. Great.
Plus Leon Edwards and Nate Diaz in a 5-round slugfest. UFC 263, June 12th. Available for purchase only on ESPN+.
Tremendous work in the corner of Culibao there. His coach said, look, listen, you've taken his best. You know, Nuerdanbieke is a powerful wrestler. The first round, he's at his strongest. You're dry, so it's easier to take somebody down. And he passed the test. He stayed on the feet throughout the round. He said, now it's time for you to take over, but you got to be careful because Nuerdanbieke is going to swing because that's all he's got. He's a little more sloppy on the feet. If the takedown's not there, he's going to be forced to throw, and they are going to come from sloppy, weird, unusual angles. So his corner said, keep everything nice and tight and just watch out for those wild shots.
Culibao switching stances there momentarily. He's appeared to kind of time that right cross.
Yep, right cross, and then every now and then he'll throw in that kick as well. So you don't know what's coming because his hips and your body turn very similarly when you throw a right cross and you throw that leg kick. If you could disguise it, he can go back and forth and keep Nuerdanbieke guessing the entire round. Ooh, I don't like that one. That one hit the foot.
Yeah, he's got to be careful going to that calf kick too much. Obviously, the perfect counter for that is a right hand. Nuerdanbieke tried it then. So can't be too predictable. Got to mix up your attacks.
Live odds we showed you swelled slightly in favor of Culibao. He was the favorite coming in. Another leg kick.
See, and then he'll pump that right hand. Pump, move my feet. What am I going to do? Am I going to punch or am I going to kick? Still looking very light on his feet. There's that right hand he's got to watch out for. Nice work there from Nuerdanbieke to recognize that kick coming. Got his foot out of the way, which we're seeing a lot of people start to use as their defense, right? Can't check it necessarily because that's where they want to hit you anyway, is on the shin in the calf area. So you got to pick it up and let them kick underneath. Did not move it that time. Big flurry.
Forward. Nuerdanbieke in on a takedown attempt once again. He had 1 of 6 attempts in the first round. But every time Culibao went down, he popped right back up.
Push the leg down and pull the grip. Push the leg down, pull the grip. That's it. That's it. Yeah, good.
There's the story on takedown defense from
Very
Culibao,
nice.
who wards off another one.
Beautiful the way he pivoted off the cage, because when he's in the center, he's doing very well. The only time Nuerdanbieke is getting close to the takedown is when it's against the fence. He doesn't shoot out in the open. And generally in the open, if you watch Culibao, he throws a couple of shots and he slowly circles around the octagon. Comes off the center line, so he's not there to be clinched. And as we saw there, a beautiful right hand that found the mark.
And it's from all this unorthodox feinting and movement that he's using. Nice. Almost gets clipped. Good head movement there from Culibao.
Really nice how he takes the center of the octagon, though. He's got to stay off the fence. That seems to be the only chance that Nuerdanbieke has to take him down against the fence. When he's controlling the center of the octagon, he's controlling the fight.
Join the fastest growing community of UFC fans by following the UFC on Twitch. Interact with your favorite fighters as they break down past fights, preview upcoming matchups, host live watch-alongs during UFC pay-per-views, and of course, game. Follow the UFC on Twitch. 90 seconds to go, round 2.
You know, it's interesting because Culibao, very frustrated, not getting the decision last time. When we look at that 33-15 on the head strikes, massive advantage. But it's funny because the tweets before, I'm not sure who it was, or Ryan, somebody said 10-9 Nuerdanbieke in the first round.
Well, there was all that control time.
Yes,
no
there
matter
was.
what the body language and the striking numbers say, obviously starting to put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of control time. Massive shot there, though. A few more of them. Ain't going to be no judges involved.
Interesting that when Culibao throws that right hand, he kind of admires his work a little bit. He's landing that right hand, but the way he snaps, he has no guys in the gym will pop it. And we do that a lot in sparring when we're trying to pull ourselves a little bit. But what I'd like to see out of him is as he lands that right, where's that left hook behind it? Where's that left uppercut behind it? I think if he starts to string those together, he'll have more success and possibly even drop Nuerdanbieke. But now he's got to deal with this shot attempt.
He's making a little mistake there, if you ask me. He needs to get his right hand, underhook the right arm, and wizard the left arm. But he's trying to break the grip with that right arm. But it's debatable whether or not that's the correct thing to do.
Yeah, I don't like to reach over myself.
Yeah,
I never want to reach across. I'm not good enough at wrestling to do that.
Oh,
Gets the back and a takedown of his own at the
Nice
final
work.
seconds. Third round coming up.
oh.
Back of UFC. Third and final between Josh Culibao and Shayilan Nuerdanbieke. Culibao kept the fight where he wanted it for pretty much all of that second round.
Yeah, Nuerdanbieke had a little success right at the end there. Managed to take the back and maybe a couple of late punches thrown on either side, but yeah, good round. Round 2 was certainly all Culibao. Controlled the octagon, landed some good shots. That right hand did a lot of damage.
I just want him to follow up, Mike. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if he follows up with a left hook or even that scooping left uppercut, because you know Nuerdanbieke's want to level change. Even if he doesn't level change, he's shorter and he wants to close the distance. Oh, I love that calf kick. It's really paying off for him, especially later in the fight. The further this goes into this third round, the more that leg is going to hurt.
You're right, though, Paul. The left hook after the right hand
Yeah.
is there, and he's open for it as well.
And I get that maybe he doesn't want to overcommit to a left hook, right? Wrestlers love when we overcommit to our big left hook. They drop right underneath, take us down. But if he just scoops it up a little bit, then it kind of kills two birds with one stone. You're throwing more combinations, you're looking to counter, and you prevent him from shooting in. Oh,
Personal best in significant strikes in his young UFC career for Josh Culibao. Showed you some of the scorecards according to Twitter, and some of them believe it's one apiece going into this one, and that kind of dovetails with what Culibao was telling us this week. Doesn't want to leave it in hands of the judges.
there's another right hand, Brendan. He
Foot on the
just
gas
needs to
pedal.
follow it up. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I think it's one apiece going
Because
into
of the
this
control
round.
time.
Yes.
There's no question, as we showed you the live odds, minus 1,300 for Culibao because of how it looks.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't do any damage, but I guess he did control him. He clinched him for the majority of the first round.
Oh, Culibao really getting his rhythm here in the third.
And Nuerdanbieke, you would think, cannot stand a distance and just trade for the final 3 minutes of this
calf
fight and expect to
smashed.
win.
If he plans, go for a B. Line up against the cage. That's it.
Nuerdanbieke is thinking about switching his stance. When he just stepped back, he kind of almost started going to southpaw, but he stopped himself. Took a second to recollect, but he is hurting.
Really nice footwork from Culibao. Circling around the cage, not being a static target for the wrestler to take down. When you move like that, you make it so hard.
Shot in on a single leg does Nuerdanbieke. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Culibao starting to bloody the face of his opponent. Still just the one takedown for Nuerdanbieke in the first round. And again, no ground control time really to speak of. It's all been along the fence when he's had it.
There it is.
The takedown there and immediately tries to sweep to the back, but Culibao right back to his feet again.
Very impressive from Culibao. Every single time he's been taken down, he pops back up straight away. And that's what you got to do. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, some people, they accept the takedowns. Okay, you got me. And then they think and they take a second to think about their next move. No, when somebody takes you down, pop back up straight away because they haven't solidified the position. And that's where it's easiest to get up. Got to be almost like a spring.
Yeah. And that's training, right? That's what you have to be doing in training. You have to have that mentality when you're sparring. You know what, hits the floor. That's when you're working right away. It's not, oh, I'm on my back. Let me push on the hips. It's like, no, as soon as you hit the floor, you're already working your way back up.
Now Culibao trying to lock up a submission. Nuerdanbieke drops the head and right back in.
Oh.
Down to the ground. Pops out once again. Culibao right back to his feet, lands a right.
Yeah, right to work. Oh, it broke his nose, I think. He just grabbed at his nose. He's leaking pretty good in there.
Well, this is the best Josh Culibao has looked inside the octagon without
really looked
question.
Fantastic in this, later into this fight. But you know, that could have been how they knew this was going to go down the whole time. They know the wrestling heavy attack of Nuerdanbieke was going to come out very strong in the first round. And it's ever since then, it's just been all Culibao.
Yeah, Culibao certainly knows how to defend the takedown. The striking is very nice to watch. Excellent footwork, offensive and defensive when he needs it. And as we see, Nuerdanbieke is kind of a one-trick pony in this regard, just trying over and over and over again for the takedown. And when he can't get it, he plays into the world of Culibao, who I would assume is about to get a decision victory. 2 rounds to 1.
You would certainly think so, and he's smiling on the horn. Josh Culibao